afternoon and welcome to the Reteach for Federalism. This is just going to be a short video trying to give you guys a second opportunity to quickly fix Federalism quiz if you did poorly on it. So I'm going to jump right into it. All right, so again, Federalism mainly thing, we have three levels: federal or your national, state is in the middle, and local is where we live within our towns. All right. On the left side of this slide, we have the main powers of the national government. On the right side, we see some of the main powers of the state governments. National, state, local. Notice here we see libraries, park benches, parks, recycling, public schools. These are all things that happen on a local level. So, definition of federalism, you must know it. It is power shared between the national and state governments. We can also know this as concurrent powers, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. So we've seen this diagram before, except for in a triangle, where the power was going in both directions, right? Up and down, or right and left. It heads in between the government and the states. All right. Amendment 10 is the main amendment. It gives the national government the right to reserve powers for the states. Right, the word reserved, which means this is a reserved power. It's set aside for the states. All right, supremacy clause. If you were watching the compared constitutions, we touched on this again, but one more time, just look at this picture here. City ordinances, these are local laws. State statutes are state laws. State constitutions are next in power, but federal laws and then the federal constitution is the ultimate, and this is the supremacy clause. So here it is at the bottom of the slide. The Constitution and federal laws are the supreme law of the land and superior to state laws. All right. Now, I'm not even going to talk about the Constitution because that's strictly dealing with in the last lesson, which we just did earlier. But here we have the powers, and this is a very important part. The expressed or national powers, these are already written down in the Constitution. You could even throw some implied powers into here if you had to, but these are the ones that are written down for the federal government. The reserved ones are written down for the government. That's Amendment 10. These were set aside to be responsible to the state. Now, the ones in the middle, we said you could define this as powers shared between the federal and the state government. Well, that's the same definition as federalism. So when we're talking about concurrent powers, these are the exact powers that are as an example of what federalism is, sharing between the two governments. So you really need to know some of the differences. So here's a simple one. The answers to the quiz are right here. All right. Army, war. This is Section 8 in the legislative branch, Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution. These are also in Section 8, but they're also in the Florida Constitution. So if you think that they need to be able to do it at the federal and the state level, it's going to hit in the middle here. And then these are strictly state only. All right. Elections, that's a state responsibility. Now, occasionally the federal government has a federal election, but for the most part, it's done by the states. And then this is a very complicated one, very detailed, right? Lots of information. So the federal government created the states created the cities create their own little governments. All right. As a matter of fact, there are 89,000 local governments. It's the largest of all the levels. We only have one federal government and 50 state governments. Makes sense. 89,000 plus at the local level. That's a question. All right, we can see the different levels of government in the different branches. The first column is all the legislative, second column is all executive, third column is all judicial. All right, president, governor, mayor, executive, Congress, Florida legislature, city council, U.S. Supreme Court, Florida Supreme Court, county courts. All right, we have them all. They're just called different things at the different levels. All right. Again, local laws are called ordinances. It's a question. States have statutes. Federal have acts. Local ordinances. It's an answer to a question. All right, two houses. Talked about the leadership, court system. Now, are we a layer cake or a marble cake? Depends on how you look at it. All right, do we have clear levels of power? Yes. Are we blended together? Yes. Checks and balances are blended. So it's either way you look at it, our federalism is clearly defined depending on which way you want to see things. All right. We don't really talk about this, but again, it's just a reminder. It's interesting how the strong national government was federalists, which eventually become Republicans, and strong state government is the anti-federalists, which eventually become the Democrat Republicans, which eventually become the Democrats. Now it's the other way around. Democrats promote a strong national government, whereas Republicans promote now a strong state government. Government's grown over the years hugely. One of the largest reasons was because of the New Deal. Right? After the Depression, we needed it. But now we could probably shrink some government and do the country a much better good. But unfortunately, we still have a big government. Now, this last thing here, Commerce Clause. Right? It is just like the Elastic Clause. We learned about this. Right? It gave the ability of government to stretch. I use my little rubber band between my fingers, showing changes. Commerce Clause is another way government overreached, but for a good reason. Why? They had to end segregation. It was hurting our economy. Child labor is not good for kids, so that hurt our economy. Healthcare, whether you think it's an important part or not, it's up to you, but it did something the government stepped in and changed. So is Commerce Clause similar to anything? Yeah, it's the Elastic Clause. It says it right there. They're similar, stretching of federal power. It's a question on the test. All right, so again, make sure you know how to set these down, but I'm just going to do it real quick. All right, declare a war. This would be express power. Collect taxes, that's both. Make and enforce laws, that's both. Establish courts, both. Marriage laws, states only. Driver's license, states only. Schools, it's supposed to be states. Build roads, that's both. Now, because there's interstates and state roads, so that would be in the both. Police, that's states. Elections, states. Treaties would be in the express powers. All right, so let's just look at the review one more time. What do you call a system in which national power is shared? That is federalism. What are the three levels of government? Federal, state, local. What do you call power shared between the federal? Those are concurrent powers. Similar definition as federalism. Left over, those are reserved for the states. What amendment showed us reserved? That was Amendment 10. Name one concurrent power, taxes. Everybody wants the tax. There are several of them listed here. Which level provides licenses and education? That's all at the state level. Which level provides garbage collection in schools? Now, this is not about education. Who's responsible? That falls down to the local level. Which level prints money and makes treaties? Well, it's strictly the federal. We don't want states doing all that too. It get really confusing. What is the executive called on the state level? That is a governor. Mayor would be the local level. President is the federal level. Mayor. What event or program? This was the New Deal. It's not a question on the quiz. All right. And then I want to show you one last thing. We're going to go to our worksheets. I don't have that one up, but I need this one real quick. So, what is the largest level? Local, 89,000. All right. That's the slide where you see the different branches, but I wanted to again show you this right here to help us, because we really need to make sure we're understanding the differences. Ministerial election, that would be, oh wait, let's see. Actually, I think I have this one already filled out. Let me see if I can open that. No, but it's a, oh well. All right, let's just go back and finish this real quick. All right, ministerial elections, that is a reserve power. Borrow money, both concurrent. Coin money, that is strictly a express power. All right, conduct elections, both federal and state conduct them. Administer is just state. All right, declare war, federal. Executive, establish courts, both concurrent. Establish local governments, that is states. Establish treaties, expressed for federal. Exercise implied powers, that's only at the federal level. States don't have applied powers because their constitutions are very specific. Levy taxes, both concurrent. Maintain an army and a navy, federal. Provide for the general welfare, both concurrent. Create laws, concurrent, both. Provide an education, that is the state's responsibility. That is a reserve power, and conduct marriages is also a reserve power. Lastly, Amendment 10 is the one. So again, Amendment 10. All right, other than that, that will get you caught up on federalism. Anybody can redo the federalism. It's a free redo for everyone. Other than that, it's been my pleasure serving you guys this year. Hope you have a great summer and hope you finish this quarter strong. God bless. Talk to you later. Bye.